Hello everyone, this is the homework answers for non-standard normal distributions. I am joined by my professional colleague, Griffin. Say hello, Griffin.
Hi!
And he is going to help me review this homework with you. So if you look at number 5, unfortunately, this recording process only allows me to work on the sheet or to view the sheet that I started the recording on. So I am going to go to my book and read number 5. The directions for number 5 says, assume that adults have an IQ score or have IQ scores that are normally distributed with a mean of 100 and a standard deviation of 15. Number 5 says, find the probability that a randomly selected adult has an IQ that is less than 130. So, less than 130, I drew that picture on my screen. And so then I turned 130 into a z-score. You could see that I wrote 2 there. But how did I get to? I did z equals 130 minus 100 divided by 15, and that's how I got my z-score of 2. I got my z-score of 2, then I looked up 2 on my z-table, 2.0 to be precise. I found 0.4772. And what did we learn the other day? This line splits the graph in half. Half is 0.5. So exactly half, or 0.5 of the graph, is to the left of that line. So I take 0.5, I add it to 0.4772, and I get 0.9772, and that's how I get my answer.
Yes, that's correct.
Number 6, find the probability of getting an IQ score greater than 131.5. So I did 131.5 minus 100 divided by 15, and that is how I got my z-score of 2.1. I looked up 2.1 on my z-table. Again, you go down to 2.1, and it's the first area you see there. That's 4.4821. I then take 0.5 and subtract 0.4821 from it, and that's how I get my resulting answer of 0.0719. To do number 7, I took 110 minus 100 divided by 15, and what you get on your calculator is 0.6 repeating. But remember, this is important, your z-scores can only be rounded to the nearest hundredth, so you have to round your answer, your z-score, to the nearest hundredth, 2 decimal places. Not 0.66, but 0.67. 90 is equidistant on the other side, so negative 0.67. Gives me areas of 0.2486 respectively. I add them together, and I get 0.4972 as my result.
Let's head on to number 8.
120 produces a z-score of 1.33. 110 produces the z-score of 0.67 as we found in the previous problem. I find the area out to 1.33, that's 0.4082. And then I find the area from 100 to 110, which is 0.2486. I subtract them, and I get my resulting answer. Number 14, in the book, let's read it together. Number 14 is a question about height requirements for women soldiers. Hopefully you have your book in front of you and you can read along with me. Right above it, it says women's heights are normally distributed with a mean of 63.6 inches and a standard deviation of 2.5 inches. It says the U.S. Army requires women's heights to be between 58 and 80 inches. Find the percentage of women meeting their height requirements. Are many women being denied the opportunity to join the Army because they are too short or too tall? So let's go back to number 14 on my homework problem right here. So they have to be between 58 inches and 80 inches. I'm not going to go through the process this time, but 58 inches produces a z-score of negative 2.24, and 80 inches produces a z-score of 6.56. Negative 2.24 gives me the area of 0.4875. Now this is the important one. 6.56 is off of your z-table, off the charts, yo. So what we learned the last day before the break, or 2 days before the break, if you get a z-score that's beyond the z-table. Everyone, take a look at your z-table and look in the top right-hand corner. The largest z-score on your z-table is 3.09. Anything beyond that, it says to use an area of 0.4999. Why 0.4999 and not 0.5, you ask? Well, because theoretically, a z-table goes infinitely to the right and infinitely to the left. So since we're not going infinitely to the right, but rather just 6.56 standard deviations, we use 0.4999 instead. Anytime you get a z-score that's off the charts, you use 0.4999. Here, pictures worth 1,000 words, add them together, and get 0.9874. And therefore, 98.74% of women are within requirements to make the Army requirements, or to join the Army. Only 1.26% of women are either too short or too tall, sadly, to join the Army. I'm going to cut off my homework right there because I'll allow you to ask me any other questions, but I think you got the gist of how to do this homework with me right now. If you have any questions, you can message me on Google Classroom, and I will go over that problem as well. Griffin, you want to say good night?